Antonil Tulian Mildanin, and thank you once again for joining me. My name is Lord Aramil, and today I'll be doing something a little new, or a little different than usual. Also, showing off the baby. This is Louis, for those of you who are new. Louis is in fact just here to get your attention and to help keep. Yes. He's so cute. Yes, he is. Look at his little nipples. But more to the point, welcome, Antonil Tulian, or in English, thank you for joining me. It's really been kind of impressive over the past few weeks, seeing the Warriors study get consistently more views than any of my other videos. So I thought that it might be a good idea to kind of make a welcoming video. Way to say hello. This is my YouTube channel, and this is kind of what I do in my free time, because with COVID, it was either this or spend far too much time gaming. So I thought, why not do both? Isn't it right? So, as you've probably noticed, I do Minecraft videos. I do, let's see, Rome 2 Total War videos. Just a couple. No struggle. No struggle. Only love. Oh, let's see here. And of course, I do the Warrior Study and these. It's actually kind of. I mean, I have fun. That's the important part. So, what is this? So, this is a relatively unscripted event, as you can tell. He's purring. Yes. Now, the Musings videos, generally, I talk about D&D, the other extremely nerdy thing in my life that gives me meaning and purpose. If you go back further, you'll find different things, plenty of miscellaneous topics, some DAG, a lot D&D, and these are, I mean, it's normal. It's kind of just me chatting a lot more often than not. Where are you going? Okay. Here, that's it. Just show the internet your butthole. That's right. That's this channel now. Pornographic. Oh, okay. So, let's see. Yes. So, like I mentioned, today is for D&D. So I've talked about a bunch of different D&D concepts, different things. Okay, fine. I will allow you to escape. Different D&D concepts. Let's see, I've talked about patrons in D&D. I've talked about prophecies was last week. Let's see. I think I've talked. No, that was part of a different thing. I've told plenty of just D&D stories, and that's always fun, I think. Having people share different D&D stories. Really quickly, I'll just post that I'm live streaming. It's good. I've got a couple people watching. Please don't be afraid to say hello over in the live chat, because I've tried, and I think I have live chat set up properly. Still working on it, I promise. But in any case, let's see here. So yes, Saturdays is for this. Yes, hello, Claire. Yes, Portals, Eberron, Forgotten Realms. Oh, I did one on what is that campaign setting called? Dragon Mech. That's it. Yeah, so if you ever wanted to introduce mecha into D&D, go check that out, and then just check out everything I talk about, because it's actually pretty cool, kind of fun, and I mean, I enjoyed it, so maybe you will too. And that's the goal of all of this. Is just I'm putting out some entertaining stuff, or at least things that I find entertaining, and I hope you do too. So Saturdays I talk about D&D. Uh, my goal, looking over at my calendar, uh, is every Wednesday to put up a Rome video. So Total War Rome 2. Now, under normal circumstances, I was trying to get out a Minecraft video every Thursday, but that will unfortunately have to go on hiatus for a little bit, because I can't get Minecraft to work on my brand new laptop. It is, in fact, the only game to lag out this laptop. Not Space Engineers, not Total War, not They Are Billions. No, not Kerbal Space Program. No, Minecraft. This laptop refuses to run Minecraft, and it frustrates me so much. So I'll figure that out eventually, but we might miss a couple weeks, and I apologize very much for that. Trust me, I am at least as frustrated as you are. Hail hydrate. But in the meanwhile, that does give me more time to focus on the DAG videos, which is good, because just shot in the dark, it seems like that's what most people are here for anyways. So, hey, cater to the audience, right? Which is why I think that my Fridays and Saturdays would probably do the best. So, DAG and D&D, we got nerdy shit all up in here. We're good. Let's see, if this is your first time wandering onto my channel, I'm well, if it's your first time and you think, well, maybe I'll go to the very beginning of that Minecraft series, I'm sorry. The Minecraft series really was a way for me to learn how to do all this, recording, video editing. So the first easily 20 videos of Minecraft are just a slog, and I I can't go back and watch them, and I wouldn't force that on any of you. So if you want to go back and watch them, I guess it could be really entertaining to see how my skills as a video editor have changed and evolved. Hmm. Yeah, so we'll just gently place that on the side. Let's see, how we doing? Yeah, we're doing alright. The audio stream's current bitrate is slower. I'm going to assume that you all can hear me alright, and just hope from there. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, I think that's an appropriate welcome to the channel. I'm a nerd and I do nerd things at nerd times. Now, most of my Saturday inspiration, thanks, Claire, uh, comes from the previous week's D&D. Now, this can be good or bad. Um, Sometimes, we miss a session, or maybe we're not doing anything particularly interesting that session, which means that I'm left scrambling. But other times, we do some pretty entertaining stuff, and it gives me a good topic to chat with you all about. Which brings us to today's topic. Now, almost everyone is familiar with the ancient rule of D&D, don't split the party. As far as I'm aware, this is rule 2 of D&D. Rule 1 being don't give the DM ideas, and is then followed by bribe the DM with snacks. Very important rules passed down by our elders. Praise be. Now, with that in mind, my players managed to find an exception to Rule 2. So, we're doing a bit of a war campaign at the moment, okay? The enemy have set up a series of artillery batteries, large catapults, along in a defensive line. The PCs are tasked with taking out 2 of these batteries to create an opening large enough for the troops to rush in a dawn attack, so that they aren't just smashed by catapult fire. Good. This is good. Now, the PCs are told, like, hey, we need them destroyed, but if you can do it in a way that just renders them inoperable, that would be even better. And there's 2 good reasons for that. One, if the enemy doesn't know that their catapults are destroyed, then they won't be on high alert. And 2, if the catapults are just disabled, they can be repaired. And that's good for an army that's about to burst in here and hopefully capture them. Good stuff, right? Right. Now, here I am. During the whole planning of this, I figured that one of the main challenges would be, how do we make, our full plate cleric and our half plate marshal sneaky? How do we go about this in a stealthy manner while bringing along these very unstealthy characters? Yeah, I guess that's on me for not thinking about what the characters would actually do. So instead, they grab the artificer / ninja. Yeah, 1 level of ninja and then the rest an artificer. I think they're like, what, level 8 characters? So it's level 7 artificer who's had plenty of time to do all sorts of stupid shit. They've got a scout, and they have a rogue / war mage changeling infiltrator specialist. And they say, okay, so these 3 characters will go and do it, and the rest of the party will stay just outside in case we need backup. Go team. And I I won't say I was disappointed, but it made the mission much easier. um, the the artificer getting their hands on a couple potions of invisibility polymorphed himself into a rock, ROC, the giant ass bird, okay? And then just airdropped the other two, and they just set about dismantling the catapults just one by one. And this went down the line, snuck over to the other battery, went down the line practically. Uh, there was a fun uh, moment where they almost fucked up. Uh, one of the characters, the scout, Flint, decided to go into the supply tent for the catapults. And he found these giant clay jars, basically. And he found that they were sealed. Okay, this is very interesting. And he's thinking about, cracking one of these open. And no, there's a little bit of meta going on, a little bit of, talking between the characters. Uh, though I did try and, refrain from letting the players actually communicate. In this case, I allow them to talk a little bit. and, and like, I wonder what will happen if I crack one of these open. And I was like, please do it. Make my day. Uh, and one of the other characters pointed out, well, if it's something like lamp oil, nothing. But if it's something that reacts to air, like alchemist fire, then boom. I don't think I'm going to crack open the jar. And that is how Flint saved himself from explosion. Because these are big jars, and there's a lot of them, just gently stacked, very neat, very orderly. Almost blew himself to Kingdom Come. Good stuff, good stuff. But that was really, I guess this was a short story, but the idea is that occasionally splitting the party is beneficial, even though it may be borderline heretical to say so. There are some very specific exceptions to Rule 2. Now, if you find yourself in one of these situations, just make sure you're thinking through it clearly. It works alright if you have some sort of magic to allow communication between players, or excuse me, between characters. Obviously, between players is easy. We all have phones or Discord or are around the same table. Someday we will all be around the same table again. God, I miss everybody so much. COVID. But, anyways, when your characters have access to Whispering Wind or Sending or whatever messenger app spell you have, then these things get to be a little bit more acceptable. I will state, however, that if you are breaking up into two teams, okay, and one team is going to do one thing and one team is going to do another thing, be prepared to wait, okay? You have one DM, probably, and they can only do so much at one specific moment. I made an error in this little infiltration thing, uh, uh, where I planned out the patrol route of guards. Okay, and I for the first few turns I was doing all right. Um, I think by like turn 10 or 12 or so, I had started to forget which guards are doing what, because of course, while Flint is checking out the catapult supplies, the other two are off disabling the other catapult battery. And that's a lot of guards to just move, you know. They were separated on the screen by a fair amount of distance, and Flint wasn't really doing anything other than hanging out in a tent. So I kind of just ignored them, and he asked me about them. Uh, about 4 or 5 turns later, it's like, are they actually just at those posts and not moving? It's like, no, no, they're still moving. I'm just lazy. I will say that's one helpful part of Roll20 is that if we were doing this around the table, I would have to find a bunch of miniatures and figure out how to really play around with them like that. Mm. But, meh, it works one way or another, and that's what really matters, right? Oh, now, if you are going to split up into two groups, like I mentioned, either one team is going to have to wait for the first team to finish, or maybe your DM, if given enough time, can set reasonable uh, switchback points. Especially, I mean, obviously, a DM can intentionally split a party, and that can be a whole different kettle of fish. Uh, then, of course, you are not to be blamed for splitting the party if the DM did it himself. Then you're just supposed to panic because the cleric's in the other group, and oh god, oh god, oh god, I'm bleeding. Also, a good reason to have multiple healers in a group. At the very least, have somebody who can stabilize the wounded, alright? It, I play mainly 3.5, so most of my stuff will be 3.5 specific, but I think enough of it can be translated. At least for 3.5, have a few people with a couple ranks in heal, alright? It will save your bacon. Trust me. Trust me. As the person who played the cleric who was unconscious in the middle of a dungeon crawl, and we were trapped and had no idea where we were going, you do not want to just be hanging out for several days while the cleric heals enough to become conscious. Check. With that in mind, I will say there was. I don't know if it could just be classified as a problem or just kind of lame. But the issue with the splitting of the party, at least for this past adventure, half the party had nothing to do almost the entire session. And granted, uh, at least while the characters didn't have anything to do, 2 out of 3 players at least had something to do. One of my players is either is about to take or has just taken the leadership feat, so he was rolling up cohorts and minions and all that good shit, which I still need to look over, actually. I told him I would check that out, and I haven't yet. So, that's on me. But oops. uh, Beyond that, another player was dealing with some shit that she had to deal with. Um, I felt bad for the third player because I don't think he had anything and was just kind of chilling in the background. I like to imagine that he was playing instruments muted and just whenever somebody made a bad joke. But I have no way of verifying this other than the fact that I know him. So I'm certain he was creative with his time, but I'm also definitely going to include a couple more things for those three characters to do next time. Because I don't like tailoring adventures just for like one or two characters, because I feel like it's just kind of a shitty thing to do. um, it happens, but I try not to, you know. So, when and how to split your party? Uh, Redundancy is good in this case. If you have a full party, what friends? Um, if you have a full party of six with plenty of backups, like if you've got the rogue, mage, and fighter archetype doubled, then you can probably split the party at least a little bit. Yes, Claren. There will be kneecaps, you trophy hunting barbarian. Uh, yes, fear not. We will find kneecaps. Kneecaps for Babby. Uh, that's just what the halfling barbarian needs. But in the meanwhile, I hope you enjoyed this quick little story. Welcome to the channel. I want to say that I've gotten what like how do I check this now? Uh, ah, so I got at least one new subscriber from the most recent Warriors study, and where is the first? I think it was this one. Nope, that was the wrong one. Oh well. I have no idea how I have gotten this far in life also. So just bear with me. Yeah, so I got 6 from the first one. I've gotten like 2 or 3 or 4 from the second, and at least one more from the most recent. So, a lot. I mean, for a channel that's as small as mine, it's a lot. Uh, People are hopefully enjoying what I'm putting out, and I hope to continue putting out hopefully even better and better content as I learn to use new editing software, which does come with its own uh, levy of challenges. Uh, yeah, the uh, the most recent was supposed to have a video clip in it, but that never materialized, and I don't know how to actually fix it, so I'll just hold on to that for next time. Uh, but yeah, it's really heartwarming to see people really enjoying my content, and I will continue to be grateful for the people who are just here anyways before I did the Warrior study. You know who you are, and I appreciate you. But yeah, so stick around, leave a like, leave a comment. If you have friends who like to hear about nerdy shit, then hey, maybe send them my way. Like I said, Saturdays are pretty unscripted. As you can tell, I like to interact with people, so please feel free to join in the chat. And until next time, dear friends, Antonio Tulien, and farewell.